Hey, what's up YouTube? King James here. The ARs have really taken over in Season 3, but Season 2, if you remember, it was all about the AUG and the M16, but they nerfed them to the ground. But in the recent patch notes, they actually fixed the recoil pattern on Tactical Rifle Charlie, or the AUG, and it's a bit better now. They're trying to make it so that it's not quite as meta as it was in Season 2, but they want to bring it up a little bit and not have it nerfed to the ground quite as bad as it was. So with that change, I thought, I'm going to pull the AUG back out and try it out again and see if it's any good. And well, I did that and I got some results for you. So first, let's talk about what they changed. So you see here under Tactical Rifles, Tactical Rifle Charlie, that's the AUG, says recoil magnitude decreased. That's one thing that made the AUG always a little worse than the M16 was the bullets were all over the place. You would shoot up in the M16 and it would be a nice perfect line, but the AUG would go left, right, and it was the horizontal on it was brutal. And that's what made it a little less accurate and why the M16 was better. But they fixed that, or, well, I'll show you how much they fixed it. And they say right here, Tactical Rifle Charlie has fallen victim to being a bit of an over reduction in efficacy. I think we all knew that. While we still maintain that tactical rifles ride a very thin line between underwhelming and oppressive, we still feel that Tactical Rifle Charlie could be closer to that line. And well, it's a little closer now. So let me show you what they did to the recoil on it, and then I'll show you a little bit of gameplay, how it plays out. So if you remember this video, I did this on my last AUG versus M16 back in Season 2. And what I did is I just jumped into Plunder and I ran over to this spot and I shot both guns up the wall just to see what they look like. And while I ran up, and here's what the patterns ended up looking like. And here's what it looks like now, and I colored it in. This is the M16 on the right, and you see how they're close together and they're pretty straight, where when you go over here where I was shooting the AUG, they're all over the place. The accuracy is really brutal. It goes up and then over a little bit, and you know, they're all three of them were all over the place. But they've made some changes to it now. And here's what it looks like now. You see how straight up it is? This is after the change. Now this one went over a little bit, but not like it was before. They're all pretty straight now. So they've definitely fixed the horizontal that was really brutal on this gun. It still has a pretty good amount of vertical, but you know, if you typically aim at the chest, they're going to go up and hit headshots anyway. So that's not necessarily a problem. It was the left to right that made you miss your shots. Now it doesn't do that anymore. And that was the major drawback to the AUG. So let me show you some gameplay using it. All right, so check this out. Here's one where the guy's really close. And look at there. 2 shots to the head. Oh, you could always do that before, but damn, does this thing ever work nice now. And the way that they've changed this reticle, it doesn't shake anymore like it used to when you're using these guns. It used to be brutal. Now watch it. It's nice and still. See here? This guy's down here. I'm just going to shoot at him. Look at there. There's no shake on the axial arms anymore. It's amazing. So now when you're using it, you get no axial arm shake like you used to, and the bullets just go straight up. So everybody's a 2-burst. As long as your reticle is on the guy, you're getting a 2-burst shot, you can get them down. And I did it over and over again when I was playing. So check these guys out on the roof right there. 1, 2 bursts, that guy's down, and his buddy here, I kind of potato aimed him, but you know, got a couple of shots on there. I just got his plates off. I think he came running out here and got my last burst in, and there he is down. And there was one more of them up there, all rose skins of course, so you know, they're down there and I'm shooting away at him. So I think this guy right here, 1, 2, yeah, maybe 3 there on that one. 1, 2, 1, 2, yeah, and he's down. So it's amazing now. So I've been running my AUG with the PPSH. If you haven't tried the PPSH out again, you need to. I'm going to link a video right up here. Go and check it out. The PPSH is the strongest SMG in the game now. It didn't used to be. It used to be terrible. Now it's awesome. It really hits a lot harder, and its time to kill is almost the best out of every single gun, except for maybe the Cold War MP5 up close. Other than that, it beats everything. So go ahead and check out my video. But let me show you my AUG build. But just before I jump into that, I want to say thank you to everybody who's recently subbed to the channel and is here watching my videos. I really appreciate all that love and support, so thank you guys. And if you haven't subbed to the channel, consider subscribing because it really does help small content creators like myself. All right, let me show you my build. So I'm starting out with the anodized carbon blueprint. Honestly, I have no idea where I got this blueprint from, but it looks pretty darn cool, so I'm using it. So for the muzzle, agency silencer, sound suppression, vertical recoil control, bullet velocity, effective damage range. So for your long range guns, this is absolutely the one you want to run. On your SMGs, run the silencer now. So like on the PPSH, that's what we're running, or on any SMG, don't be running the agency silencer anymore. But for your long distance gun, you want to run the agency silencer. So for the barrel, unfortunately now, the only barrel that gives any kind of bullet velocity is the Task Force. None of the other ones have it anymore. But with the Task Force, you get a little less vertical and horizontal recoil control. So we have to compensate for that with an attachment as well. But we're going to take the Task Force barrel. So for the optic, so you can run with no optic if you want, because this has a 2x. I'm running with the Axial Arms 3x just because they've made a lot more still now. If you notice, they made a change to the optics, so they're not like really huge on the screen. It's much smaller, but it doesn't move as much anymore, which is really nice. And I'm running an underbarrel, the Field Agent foregrip. So this is horizontal and vertical recoil control. This is to make up for the barrel. So this makes it, a little better and not quite as much horizontal and vertical, and, makes up for the fact that you're using the Task Force barrel, which does have some more. And I'm not running ammunition. I don't really feel like you need a mag on this. 30 rounds is plenty on this gun. It doesn't need more. It's 2 burst. So for a rear grip, airborne elastic wrap. I like this for my longer range guns because it gives you fast ADS time, but also flinch resistance and aiming stability. So it's really good for that. If you were going to run the regular optic, take the axial arms off, run the 2X optic, which is something you can't do on the M16 since it's iron sights, but some guys like iron sights. And you can go with the stock and grab the Raider pad. And this will give you a ton of movement. You still have an optic, and it'll ADS fast and have, good horizontal and vertical recoil control. So try it both ways. I tend to run it with the optic instead of the pad, but sometimes I like to run the pad because you can run it like that with no optic and the pad, and then run it with a sniper, or run it with the optic and without the stock and run it with an SMG. So 2 different ways you can run this thing. It's still super effective. So give me your thoughts in the comment section down below, guys. Have you tried pulling out the tactical rifles again, or have you just never put it away? They're definitely better now, and that vertical recoil pattern is nice and straight, so it really works nice now. So give it a shot and let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And as always, guys, if you don't see me in Warzone, you don't see me in multiplayer, it's only a matter of time, baby. King James out.